Hi, welcome to the tutorial video of Life Planner spreadsheet. In this video, I'll take you through on how to use the spreadsheet. When we begin, we may see an error message saying some formulas are trying to send and receive data from external parties. Don't worry, this is just to get the image URL to work for the goal tracker. We will see these features later in the tutorial. For now, we can click on Allow Access. If you accidentally try to remove any formula on the sheet, the error message pops up. Please click on Cancel and continue. Now let's begin with the Setup tab. In this tab, you will set up all your informations. For example, in step 1, add your name, change currency basis your country, add the start balance for the first budget period, put the year, and add the start of the week from the drop down. In step 2, add your income, savings, expenses, bills, and debts. You can also add the due dates for your bills and debts. Let's add a category in the income table. Step 3 is to set up the task tracker tab. In the first table, we can see a separate columns for icon. You can add icons or emojis by using website like Emojipedia. You can simply click on the hyperlink given here and search for the emoji you want to add. You'll find different types of heart. Simply click on it, copy, and paste it here. Then add delegate to, status, and priority. Step 4 is to set up time blocking. You can add the time block category names that you want to track, like I have added here. And step 5 is to add the goals you want to achieve and in which area of your life. On the top of every tab, there is a quick link section to easily navigate to other tabs. If you want to hide it, click on the minus sign. It shows an error message. In this case, you can click on OK without messing up the formula. You can unhide it again by clicking here. Let me use the quick link section to move to the log tab. The log tab is to note down all the actual transactions across income, savings, expenses, bills, and debts. Let's take an example. Add the due date by double-clicking on the date cell. Choose the category from the drop-down. Choose the subcategory from the drop-down and add the amount. Please note that you don't need to duplicate the log tab. You can add the transactions of all months within this tab. Next, let's move to the budget tab. We need to set the start and the end date so the rest of the tables and the charts get populated. Let's add the start and end date. Let's take an example in the income column. For bonus, let's set a budget. There are charts and tables to give a better understanding of your finances and comparison with the budget. Let's take a look in the savings and debt tracker tab. For each saving category, you can add the goal, starting balance, saved, and the left to save is automatically calculated. Let's take a look at the debt section. For each debt category, you can add the start debt, which is the amount of money you owe at the beginning of using this spreadsheet. Interest plus charges is any extra fees or interest added to the debt. It is calculated from the interest and charges tracker table on the right. Paid off is the amount that is already paid and is calculated from the log tab. And the left to pay is the amount that we still owe after our payments. Let's take an example for my credit card. My total debt is 2000, of which I have paid off 2080. I have another interest debited this month, so let me add the interest for this month in the interest plus charges table. Add the date by double clicking on the date cell. Choose the type of the debt. Add the amount and add the notes. The amount added here gets reflected in the interest plus charges section. So my interest plus charges is 311 and the amount that is left to pay is automatically calculated. Now let's take a look at the annual tab. To start with, put the year. Set the month from the drop down. It has 6 different tables for financial summary, annual income summary, annual expense summary, annual bill summary, annual debt summary, and annual savings summary. Next, let's move to the variable task tab. This tab is for one-time tasks that don't repeat. Let's take an example. Task, category, due date, the days left gets automatically calculated, priority, status, progress, Eisenhower matrix. It's urgent, hence the task is populated as delegate. Delegate the task to. Notes is optional. The important tasks contribute to our long-term goals, values, and well-being. They have a more lasting impact even if not immediate. The urgent tasks demand immediate attention. They usually have deadlines and consequences if not handled right away. Basis the categorization of tasks, if it is important and urgent, they get categorized under Do Now table as they have the most impact and immediate need. Important but not urgent gets categorized under Schedule. These tasks do not have an immediate deadline but are important, so we should block time later to complete it. Tasks that are not important but urgent should be done immediately but have relatively low long term impact, hence, we should delegate them to someone else. And the tasks that are not important and not urgent are just noise, hence, they are categorized under Delete bucket. Next is the Recurring Rules tab. In this tab, you can set the rules for your recurring tasks. Add the task details by adding the task name, choosing the category from the drop-down, then add the task schedule. Here you can set how frequently you want the task to repeat, when should it start repeating, and when it should end. Once you add these, the tasks will get auto-populated in the recurring task tab. Let's add an example. Task category frequency start date end date priority. Next is the Eisenhower matrix table. Here you can categorize tasks based on its importance and urgency. It's urgent, hence the action column gets populated as delegate. Delegate the task to the notes section is optional. Next, let's move to the recurring task tab. All the fields here are automatically populated from the recurring rules we have set, except the status and progress. The gray cells like tasks, category, and days left are locked and cannot be edited. However, you can add or change the information in the white cells. For example, if I want to change the due date for clean kitchen, then I can also change the status and priority. To avoid confusion and maintain proper alignment, we recommend adding new recurring rules after the last modified row. A warning message at the top of Recurring Rules tab shows the last modified date to guide you. Now, let's add a new entry in the Recurring Rules tab. Task category frequency The warning message above shows a new recurring rules should start after December 25. So let's add the start date as December 28. This is after the warning message we see above, so it's okay to add. End date priority Eisenhower matrix. When we return to recurring task tab, we'll see that the tasks are created for each week. As before, we can edit the due date, priority, Eisenhower matrix, notes, and also the status and progress. Next, let's move to the task dashboard tab. This is completely automated and gives a lot of insights into your tasks. You can filter the field below the donut charts. For example, changing the priority to medium. It shows all the medium priority tasks sorted by days left. Next, let's move to the habits tab. To start with, you can choose the month from the drop down. You can list down all your habits and goals on daily, weekly, and monthly basis. There are 4 categories of daily habits. You can change the category names if you want. Goal is the section for noting your monthly goal for each habit. As you complete your habit on daily basis, you can open this sheet and tick them off. Now, let's take an example and put one habit. I have set my goal as 20. Now let's tick few boxes. In the progress table, count shows the number of days you have completed the habit versus your goal for the month, and the percentage gets automatically calculated basis the count. Any habit that has crossed 100% means you have overachieved your goal for the month. Longest streak is the highest number of consecutive days in the month that you have successfully completed the habit without missing a day. It represents your best performance in maintaining the habit in the month, while the current streak is the number of consecutive days that you have currently completed the habit without missing a day. If you miss a day, the current streak resets to 0. But the longest streak remains as your record. The longest streak is your all time best, while the current streak shows how well you're doing right now. The notification section is a nice addition that provides motivational messages based on the progress you have made so far. The top habit section keeps a track of habits that are done more frequently in a month. You can also see a daily progress graph that is provided in the middle. The daily progress graph shows the percentage of habits that you have completed in a day. So on Saturday, week 2, I have completed all my daily habits and hence it's showing 100%. Most consistent habits are calculated based on current streak. They show the top habits that you're consistently following. Let's scroll down. We have a daily overview section. You can set a daily goal for the number of habits you want to target for that day. The weekly progress calculates the percentage accordingly. As you scroll down, you can set your weekly habits, weekly goals, and monthly habits. You can even untick the habits in bulk. Select the cell which you want to untick, then press the spacebar key twice. Next, let's move to the cleaning tab. This tab will help you keep a track on your cleaning schedule. To start with, select the month from the drop down and also set the week for which you want to track. There is a pre-built cleaning checklist given. If you want, you can edit it as you need it. Once you complete each task, you can tick the boxes and the tasks get striped off. Next, let's move to the workout setup tab. To start with, select the start month from the drop down. In the weight tracker setup section, enter the height, target weight. Next, we have separate sections to list down the preferred workouts. For example, under cardio, list your preferred workouts as in the muscle group section, you can add all the muscle groups you want to work on. Then for each muscle group, you can add the workouts for it. Let's add a muscle group. Now we can add calf raises as a workout for legs. Next is the workout planner tab. This tab helps you plan, track, and monitor your progress daily. Select the week from the drop down. Below that, you can select your rest days. For example, I want to rest on Sunday. Next, for Monday, select the muscle group that you want to hit from the drop down. In the overview section, add the start time. set the duration, and set the rating as per your progress. The table below populates the exercises basis the muscle group that you have selected. Say for example, I select abs as the muscle group. It shows the exercises for abs only in the drop down here. Similarly, if I choose a full body workout, it will show the exercises from all the muscle groups. Let's add an example. Weight, number of sets, number of reps, rest time, time. Below that, we have a separate cardio section. Example, time, you can tick the exercises once you complete. On the left, we have the planned days section to show the split between workout days and rest days. The workout days section calculates the number of days I have completed my workout and also calculates if I have missed my workout someday. The weight section shows our target weight and our current weight. Next, let's move to the weight tracker tab. This tab helps to keep record of your weight throughout the month. You need to only add your weight in the weight tracker table here. The dashboard section shows the height, your target weight, current weight, and BMI. Below that we have weight over time graph, which help us visualize whether we stayed consistent or lost track. Next to it, we can see the body mass index chart. It helps estimate whether the person's weight is in healthy range compared to their height. Next, let's take a look at the meal setup tab. This tab helps to set everything, including the meal planner tab and the grocery list tab. Setting this tab may take up a bit of time, but it will save time in the long run. The first table is the ingredients categories. For example, let's add, and in the units table, add units like, and the last table is to define all your meals such as breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks. Next is the meal planner tab. This tab helps you to plan your meal for the week, and there is a shopping list associated for each day. Start by selecting the month and the week. Then choose the meal using the drop down for breakfast. Then we can add an item in our shopping list to make this meal. For making a fruit smoothie, we can add banana. Now let's move to the grocery list tab. This tab pulls all the grocery lists from the meal planner and adds any additional things you want to buy. Every item in the grocery list is categorized and sorted alphabetically. As we scroll down, we can see some items highlighted in yellow. It means we have same item listed twice with different units or under different category. For example, if you want to see butter in a single line, then you have to enter same units. As you buy an item, you can check the box and the row gets highlighted in green and the item gets striked off. Now let's move to the goals tab. The goal name and the area of life is populated from the setup tab. You can add an image by clicking on the new tab, then search for the related images. Select the image which you want to put, double click on the image, click on open image in new tab. Once the image opens, make sure the URL ends with JPEG or JPG. Copy the URL and paste it here. We can also directly add the pictures in the cell, but if we do that, we'll overwrite the formula inside the cell and the link will not work anymore. You can list down the steps to achieve the goals, and also you can add the due dates. As you tick a step, the progress bar gets updated. On the right, you can list down your reward, your reasons to have this goal, potential challenges, and you can also select your target date. Next, let's move to the time block tab. This is the heart of the life planner where all the information comes together to help you plan the week. Start by choosing the month from the drop down and also select the week. All the tasks, goals, meal, habits, cleaning, and calendar entries for the date are shown here so that you can allocate time for them. If I don't want to see a section, for example meal, I'll simply untick it. I'm going to tick it again for now. To plan your day, add the start time, then add the time block category. The list of activity gets populated from the activities table on the left, and the sub activity gets populated basis the activities. Let's add the duration. You can see that the next start time is automatically calculated basis the previous start time and the duration. Select the category. If you want to block time for anything outside these 6, you can select activity as others and also select the sub activity as others and use the notes section. As we plan our day, the top bar shows the duration we are left to plan. Example, I have planned for the initial 1 hour 5 minutes and I am 22 hour 55 minutes left to plan. Once you have completed planning your day, it shows us your day is planned. If you have allocated more than 24 hours in a day, then it notifies for it too. There is a category time tracker in the left. You can use it to see this. You can use it to see time spent on each category or activity by using the drop down. The second column in the activities table is directly linked with the respective entries. For example, when you click on a task, it will take you to that task in the task tracker tab for easy editing. This hyperlink is only provided for the time blocking tab and calendar tab. Once the day is complete, you can also hide it by clicking on the minus sign given here. It will show you an error. You can click on OK and continue. Next, let's move to the calendar tab. To start with, select the month from the drop-down. You can select what you want to see in the calendar by checking the boxes in the View From section. For example, if I don't want to see goals, I can untick it. If you want to hide completed tasks or goal steps from the calendar, you can check the respective boxes. For example, if I want to hide completed tasks, I am checking this box. A separate section for adding special or important date has been provided. For example, let's add playing football, and let's add the date by double clicking on the cell. It also reflects in the calendar. All the entries in the calendar are hyperlinked as shown in Time Block tab. Next is the Dashboard tab, which is divided into sections. The budget section gives a glimpse of the financials. You can see it for any period by setting the dates here. Below it we have goals, habits, to do, and on the right we have the tasks due today. Thank you so much for watching. If you need any help, feel free to reach out to us.